Church, it's Wednesday, Holy Week. Pastor Jerome here again, working through our Holy Week guide. Monday, we saw Jesus cleansing the temple because it had been hijacked. It was no longer a house of prayer. On Tuesday, Jesus was teaching and he was answering a question posed by those who deny the resurrection. And he was just reminding them that God is the God of the living. And so today we're going to be looking at Matthew's Gospel, chapter 26. And this is an occasion where the leader, the elders, the Pharisees, they're looking to betray Jesus, or they're looking to arrest Jesus so that they can kill him, and also a beautiful act of worship. And so let's pick up. I'm going to read all these passages today. It's 13 passages in chapter 26, starting in verse 1. It says, "When Jesus had finished saying all these things, he said to his disciples, 'As you know, Passover begins in 2 days, and the Son of Man will be handed over and be crucified.' At that same time, the leading priests and the elders were meeting at the residence of Caiaphas, the high priest, plotting how to capture Jesus secretly and kill him. But not during the Passover celebration, they agreed, or people may riot. Meanwhile, Jesus was in Bethany at the house of Simon, a man who had previously had leprosy. And while he was eating, a woman came in with a beautiful alabaster jar of expensive perfume and poured it over his head. And the disciples were indignant when they saw this. 'What a waste,' they said. 'It could have been sold for a high price and the money been given to the poor.' But Jesus said, Jesus, aware of this, said, 'Why criticize this woman for doing such a good thing to me? You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. She has poured this perfume on me to prepare my body for burial. I tell you the truth, wherever the good news is preached throughout the world, this woman's deed will be remembered and discussed.'" And so here we are today, remembering and discussing that beautiful act of worship. So a couple of things. One being Jesus' death. He was not surprised by it. His betrayal, his arrest, he knew it. He told his disciples, "I'm going to be handed over and crucified." And so we see Jesus' willingness to still be obedient to the Father's commands. And then there's this woman who offers this beautiful act of worship by pouring and anointing him. And he even goes back and says that this is to prepare my body for burial. Still trying to give them indication that what you think is going to happen is not going to happen. And the disciples, of course, probably being led by Judas, saying this money could have been better spent. But something for us to think about today as we read these passages are maybe just to consider how sometimes even our good deeds or our good intentions, like feeding the poor, can sometimes get in the way of really focusing on what's most important. I think about Mary and Martha, where Martha was upset at her sister Mary for sitting at the feet of Jesus when she could have been serving. And Jesus says, no, Mary has done the right thing. And so not neglecting our time in the Word, not neglecting our time getting close to our God in order, again, like we read yesterday, to know the power of God. And so, church, I'll see you tomorrow as we enter into Maundy, Thursday for this Holy Week.